All right, it's 7:03 on September 22nd, 2021. But to call the meeting to order. My name is Ed Simmons, Chairman. Present this evening also is Tom Manning, Secretary. Bill Munzer, who is an alternate sitting in for Scott Rosato, and Doug Smith, who was sitting in for Mr. Fitzgerald. So that gives us two. It gives us four. Is that correct?
Correct.
Four. We'll consider the meeting. Okay, we have one item on the agenda. At the appropriate time, Mr. Manning will read the call of the meeting. He will check the mailings, and then we're set to proceed. The applicant will then present their case as to what they want and why. At the end of their presentation, we will have questions from the panel. We'll also see if there's anybody here to speak in favor or opposition. The applicant can rebut any negative comments that they would like. We'll also find out if there are any comments from any of the town agency or any letters that have been submitted. At the conclusion of the public hearing, we'll go into discussion. We only have one item. Anybody's welcome to remain, but at that time you cannot add anything, you cannot speak. Once the public hearing is closed, that's it. Okay, I guess we're set to go. Also, sorry, Thomas Henry, the code enforcement officer and planner for the town, is also present. Tom, I guess we're set to go.
Okay. ZBA 21-07, 29 Oxford Court, Jonathan and Mary Tabalis, applicants and owners. Variance of section 3.2-2-B and 4.2 to reduce the side south parentheses yard setback from 20 feet to 12 feet. Pin number 261909151435 RS 20 zoning district. And for the record, the mailings have been found to be in order and comply with the regulations, and we're set to proceed.
Thank you, Tom. Mr. Sybils, we have four members that are present this evening. In order for variance to be granted, there has to be a unanimous decision by four people. If there's five people, there's a wild card. But you have an option to proceed this evening or to be continued to our next meeting 2 weeks from now in October.
We'd like to proceed.
Okay, all right. Please tell us what it is you're looking for and why.
Yeah, thank you, and really appreciate the opportunity to discuss this with you. So I'm John Tibbles. This is my wife, Mary, and we are seeking approval for a variance, as you mentioned, to the 20-foot setback requirement. We're looking to build an approximately 20 by 30 foot addition to the back of our home. And basically that would be a master bedroom suite type of space for Mary's mother. She's currently undergoing chemotherapy treatment for an inoperable form of cancer. So this would be an opportunity to give her a bit more independence, privacy, and accessibility, while enabling us to provide support and caregiving as necessary to her should she need that. Our lot, our yard, if you will, is odd shaped. So instead of being sort of the standard rectangular or square shape, the back of it goes on a diagonal or a dog leg, if you will. The other side of our home is impractical for building an addition because of the location of the garage, the septic box, the clean out, and the propane for the kitchen. So really the most viable space is off of the back of our current living room. And as I mentioned, because of the shape of the yard, it would encroach upon that 20-foot buffer area, if you will, in the corner, the far corner of where the addition would go. So we are seeking approval for a variance from 20 feet to 12 feet at the maximum that would allow space for that addition. And just a point is that the closest adjacent lot for which this space would be most encroaching nearest to is open space for the town of Groton. So there aren't any immediate neighbors that would be impacted at all by the proximity of that to their property lines. So just hoping to get support for this, and and we have an existing deck in the back as well, which is limiting some of the space that would be available for a building in addition. So we are seeking approval for the variance, and happy to answer any questions or respond to any comments that the committee might have.
Okay, Doug, questions?
And I believe you mentioned, our audio was coming in and out a little bit. I think our computer was buffering, but I believe I heard you say that we did submit letters to all of our neighbors as prescribed. And as far as I know, there were no issues with that. I think I heard you say that, but I wasn't completely sure. So just wanted to confirm that.
You're on the right track. Doug Smith, any questions?
All right, well, as I look at the drawing, there's only one spot where you approach 12 feet, is that correct?
Yes.
Just at the corner of the building.
Right.
And the rest of it would require less than a 12-foot setback.
That's correct.
If I'm reading that right, the line that seems to cut off the edge of the proposed room, that's the 20-foot line, is that correct?
That's right. So if you think about basically visualizing a square superimposed on an angle, it's that corner that you're talking about that, at the maximum distance is an 8-foot encroachment.
Okay. And when was the house built?
2005. It's a neighborhood that went in. All of the homes were built within a couple of years of each other. So it was, I believe, 2005.
Are you the original owners?
Yes.
Okay. And the only encroachment you would intend to do or using this easement would be, variance would be that little square that's crosshatched on the drawing, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's all I have. Thanks.
Bill Lancer.
Yes, I'd like to ask the applicant if the board wasn't convinced to grant the variance, what other options would the applicant have to adjust it and accommodate that 20-foot setback?
Realistically, the only option I think that we could pursue is do a smaller addition. Part of it is that because of the circumstances, at some point down the line, accessibility and the ability to go upstairs and that type of thing, we think is going to be a challenge. So building upward or doing something to the upstairs space is not practical. So really looking to do something downstairs, and again, because of the situation of the septic and other impediments, the space off of the back, I'm pointing, you can't see it, but off of the back of the living room is really the only practical space. I mean, going forward off of the front of the house, and we can't go off to the side again, because again, that's where the 20-foot barrier or the buffer is a limiting factor as it is. So really the back from the left hand side as you're facing the home from the street, that off that back corner is really the only practical space for it. Yeah, you can see it on the screen.
Right, right. We could say that that's a much better alternative than, as you say, asking for a variance off the left side of the house. No other questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Tom Manning.
I noticed that I think the abutter is the town of Groton, and you said it was open space. Was that
Correct.
open space part of the subdivision when you bought, do you recall?
Yes, it was planned as open space when they initiated the neighborhood.
And I guess I'd be, having reviewed the mailings, both the town got 2 mailings, I think,
Yes.
for each one of the open space properties. I'd be curious to know if there are any comments from the town, because they're the one that's impacted from all of the other neighbors. That's the only property that is a direct impact. And having got, what is the square footage of this master bedroom type of arrangement?
Yeah, the addition would be approximately 600. We haven't finalized plans, obviously, because we hadn't had approval, but approximately 20 by 30 feet or 600 square feet. You can see it marked off. I think they're 20 feet wide and 30 feet long.
And that seems reasonable, because I've just gone through putting on an addition of a little over 500 square feet on the first floor for a master bedroom suite for my wife and myself. And that's reasonable, gives you the space that you need. So for your mother, is it your mother-in-law?
Mary's mother, my
My mom,
mother-in-law.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'd be curious to hear what the town has to say, because they're the only abutter in this whole area. It seems reasonable. Okay, I'm all set. I
This is
think
Tom Zanarini. The town had no comment.
they had no comment. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. All the questions have been asked. Is there anything in the file? Anybody in favor or in opposition? Tom Zanarini? Any comments?
There is nothing. There's no other communication.
Okay, nothing from planning.
No.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say, Mr. and Mrs. Symbols?
Not unless you tell us that you think we need to. I can't think of anything else that we wanted to say.
Okay,
Ed, can I ask a
Yeah.
question?
yes, sir, go ahead.
This is Doug Smith again. As I look at the drawings, can you go out the front and put this addition on within the setbacks?
I don't believe it was possible because of the drain going to there's a drain going from our front of the house to the, what is it? The drain?
Whatever
The curb.
I don't know what it's called.
There's a street drain as well, but I believe it's also in the, it would be, yeah, right there in the front would be within the 20-foot setback as well.
All right.
Right.
And-
Yeah, I'm not great at blueprint interpretations, but yeah, that's my understanding is it's impacted by the drainage system.
And the existing deck is, you can't encroach into that portion?
No, it's we have a pergola it's attached to the house. So there's a deck and a pergola that would be right up against the addition.
But if the addition went into the space where the deck is,
Right, so there's a sliding door right off the back of that back of the house. So if we went to the, I don't know, right here into the deck area, there would be a slider door. There's a slider door right there within our dining room, kitchen area.
okay.
Yeah, I
Currently,
mean, the intent,
currently,
yeah, the intent was to try to integrate it with the existing living room, which is, you're not showing it now on the screen, but that section
Oh, yeah,
that was, yeah.
that's the bump out section on the south side there.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
And we
Okay, well-
looked at trying to make it smaller, but we couldn't incorporate, the closet and a master bathroom that would give my mom the accessibility within that space. It would just be impractical to incorporate all that into a smaller blueprint.
All right, that was my question. Next question was, is there a master bath? Is there a bath incorporated into the suite? And there is, yes.
Yeah, we don't have a full bath on the first floor.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, anybody else? If not, then we will close the public hearing at 7:19. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Sipples. Okay,
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with should we leave or stay or,
you're welcome to remain, you just can't speak anymore.
thank you.
Okay, all right, I'll start off with you, Doug. Your thoughts?
I'm struggling a little bit with the hardship here, but and if I get over that, somehow the wording of the variance would have to incorporate the drawing so that the only variance we're granting would be that slight triangle that encroaches from the 20 to the 12-foot area there. So that's where I stand at the moment, anyway.
Okay, Bill, answer?
I think Doug's got very good points there. I'm struggling with the hardship, but I also see if we came off the front of the house, we still have a setback problem. There is maybe a unique shape to this piece of real estate that could be incorporated in what would be an approval. Could this be done another way? Yes, but it might be very difficult to move a pool, a deck, doors on the house and move that proposed addition more towards the driveway, that direction. I think that the applicants do have enough difficulty that I would support the application as presented.
So Manny,
Well, as I said, I'm very familiar with putting on a master bath and bedroom suite. And I had this similar type of issue trying to make sure I didn't go over the edge. But I think the thing that tells me or puts me in a more of a comfort zone is the property that is potentially impacted or would be impacted with the setback is open space. And I think that that's a benefit to the applicant in my mind, that it has little or no impact on the subdivision neighbors. And maybe that's not a good enough reason, but I can sympathize. The house has been there since 2006 or 7 or whatever, when it was built. They've been in there and they've gotten used to having the layout of the house on the first floor established. And I can understand the discussion by the applicant that you've got a sliding door going out to the deck. You'd have to be reconfiguring probably the entire inside, not the entire side, but that first floor, and impacting some of the rooms that they probably don't want to impact. So I'm in a comfort zone with approving it. I can understand, and I think the hardship is with the shape of a property. And I'm not uncomfortable at all in granting the variance based on the layout of the subdivision and the open space that's next door to this. Maybe that's not a good reason, but it has minimal impact on the neighborhood at all, as far as I'm concerned.
I guess, I think there is a hardship with the shape of the lot. If that line on that side went straight back, making a triangle out of the open space, it wouldn't be here. So I have no problem whatsoever. Doug, how do you feel? Yeah.
Like I said, I'm concerned that the wording of a variance, if it's granted, limits it to that little triangular area that encroaches upon the setback. If you just grant a blanket 20-foot variance all the way around, then there's room to grow in other areas as well. So that's my only concern at that point. I can accept your reasoning as far as the hardship goes.
All right, if you were to make a motion, how would you make it?
Let me go back to the original thing here.
Doug, that, as shown on the plan, I have in the screen share, that addition that's into the setback is 80 square feet.
Right.
So you could state that it's the variances for the encroachment of 12 feet for the 80 square foot addition.
And can we reference the submitted plan?
Sure.
Yes.
Yep.
It's page 6 of the submitted plan.
Correct.
So then you would make the motion then,
Yeah, let me make the motion. I move that we grant the variance requested in ZBA 21-07, 29 Oxford Court, Jonathan and Mary Tibbles, applicants and owners, variance of sections 3.2-2.b and 4.2 to reduce the side yard setback from 20 feet to 12 feet as illustrated on page 6 of the submitted plans. PIN number 261909151435 RS20 zoning district.
is there a second?
I'll second it. Or
Thank you.
let Bill do it.
Bill second. Any further discussion?
I'll second it, yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, it's a unanimous decision. There's no negatives, nobody else is here. So the variance is granted.
Happy construction.
Okay, thank you very much. All right.
Thank you very much. Sorry, we couldn't find the mute button. We'll leave now. Thank you.
Okay,
Yep, thank you.
Thank
have a
you.
good night.
You too.
Good night.
Okay, Tom Zannoni, any correspondence?
No correspondence.
Thank you. Minutes, is there a motion? Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes?
Yeah,
I wasn't seated, so I can't do anything on it, I don't think, can I?
Okay.
I'll make a motion to grant the meeting minutes as written,
I'll second it.
approve them.
Okay. Any discussion? In favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. unanimous.
Abstain, I'll abstain.
Thank you very much. Old business.
There's no
Tom?
old business.
Does any of the members have any old business? No? Okay. How about new business, new apps?
There are no new applications.
Wow. The meeting schedule was attached. Do you want us to do anything with that tonight?
If you'd like, you can approve it.
Okay. So everybody's seen the schedule. It was the last page.
Yeah.
Somebody care to make a motion to we adopt this?
So moved.
In a second?
Second,
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the schedule for 2022 has been adopted. Okay. The Federation newsletter. Tom,
Yeah,
it wasn't in our packet.
okay, I don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to discuss it then. Anything else will go to the order?
Yeah, can I ask Tom a question?
You certainly may.
Tom, I was riding my bike down around Willow Point the other day, and you know that one we approved a couple of months ago next to the high-end rental cottages? It does,
Mhm.
it doesn't look like there's any construction going on. The lot's been cleared entirely and then it's just stopped. Do you know what's going on there?
I do not.
Okay.
Okay, having said that, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
seconded,
Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, 7:30, we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you. See you next
Thanks.
time.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Stay safe.